Here we have another replay from GGX Spartan. It was apparently versus GGX Wenin. We have Tzeentch really trying to trigger me with 4 pink horrors and 2 screamers. I kind of hope the ogres win this one just because I think those units are so bad. Anyway, we have triple spawn. I thought I saw 2 Forsaken in there as well. I did. We have a Herald of Tzeentch with Tzeentch, blue fires Arcane Conduit, and then 5 blue horrors of Tzeentch. Cool. For Wenin, we have an Iron Blaster, Mournfang Cavalry with Iron Fists, another unit I personally think is pretty bad. We have a Fire Belly, a unit I think is underrated and actually very good. We have a Tyrant, Noblars, double Ogre Bulls with Iron Fists, and triple Lead Belcher. I really like this Ogre army, except for the Mournfangs. I think Cavalry's kind of bugged, but also Mournfangs in general just don't feel very useful in this game. I don't know what it is about them. They're just kind of, I don't know. They feel like they're very, very fragile and don't get a lot out of it. Blue Fire gets cast at... The hell is going on with those two? Anyway, Blue Fire gets cast at the Iron Blaster. Doesn't do a ton of damage, mostly because of their armor. Armor piercing isn't the best on the Blue Fire spell. Caster's poking around, just being annoying. Doing his best on his little chariot. Another Blue Fire cast onto the Tyrant. Does more damage over there. I believe the Iron Blaster has 90 armor, and the Fire Belly only has 30. Yeah, so he's a good target for the fire. Things moving up, things moving up. These Lead Belchers have not been able to shoot this whole time like they should have been. They need to get a lot more damage a lot more quickly. Big blobs coming from Tzeentch maybe could work into the Ogre's favor if they throw a Burning Head down the line or something. Burning Head's not as good as it used to be, but it's still good if you're, too bunched up or something like that. Pink Horror starting to fire in, doing a little bit of damage along with their Spawn and Blue Horror pals versus the Noblars. And Lead Belchers are having a very hard time shooting. They haven't shot anything. This is very bad. That's a lot of money invested in something that's having a hard time getting any shots off. And with triple Lead Belcher, that's like 3,000 plus gold into your ranged core. It isn't doing anything. And, since it's not your melee core is losing against the Tzeentch full push. It's pretty brutal. Mournfang's running in. Now they just kind of get caught up and dragged down as they usually do, unfortunately. And the Lead Belchers are here. Now starting to shoot that their whole front line's dead because the front line's not in the way of them shooting. A beautiful Burning Head does a lot of damage to like 4 Tzeentch units. And the Iron Blaster is still firing in, but it just doesn't feel like any of the damage from the Ogres is really sticking at all. Tyrant's fighting in the middle. Firebelly throws a fireball up at the Herald of Tzeentch, but he's losing that poke fight very badly, and he's now about to get stuck into Spawn, who will kill him quite effectively. Ogres are ahead on the balance of power. And I guess I just got confused about it because it doesn't look like they should be. Looks like they're having a very bad time. They have 1, 2, 3. I guess their Lead Belchers are still alive and they have a bunch of ammo, so the game's like, yeah, they're doing fine. But I feel like those could get compromised at any moment, especially with these Screamers. I don't know where the Screamers were. It looks like they were chasing some Mournfangs, but they really need to be on top of these Lead Belchers and stopping them from doing anything. Herald of Tzeentch is even going to dive in, but the Lead Belchers are still Ogres, so you don't really want to stay and fight with them with like a small single entity like that. Chaos Spawn and Forsaken are getting into the fight. Screamers at last get onto their target of the Lead Belchers, and while I hate Screamers, that is a good target for them. I can see as all 3 of these Lead Belchers are going to start routing, that balance of power should come right back for Tzeentch. Pushing them off, good for you, nice job. Screamers are going to keep chasing the Lead Belchers, and that does bring them back into this game just a little bit. Quick Blue Fire cast onto the Fire Belly will also rout him off. Balance of Power still really hates Tzeentch. I guess it's because of like the full health Tyrant running around. That would be pretty difficult to deal with, I suppose. Lead Belcher still getting chased by Screamers. Noblars rallying, but they are easily routed as well. And it looks like the Ogres are just getting picked off one by one as they're running around here. That Tyrant is going to be a real problem to deal with, but he's kind of the only thing left. Times 2 speed for just a little bit as Tzeentch chases around some stuff. Looks like he's trying to charge up more blue fires that he can throw at the Tyrant this time. Quick realizes that the the Iron Blaster is out of position. The Tyrant won't be able to help, so a quick surround from the Screamers who do have anti-large AP and that will probably take care of the Iron Blaster. Now, the Tyrant's the only thing on this map that isn't in, like, prime running state. You know, if these Noblars, if anybody looks at them wrong, they're going to run away. So what you should probably do as Tzeentch is get a little scummy with it. Don't do that. Okay, don't do that. Definitely save all of your blue fires that you have left for the Tyrant. And then chase things. Chase anything that's routing. Just run away from the Tyrant as much as you can. Blue fire his ass over and over until you're out of Winds of Magic, and then take the fight with him. Because right now this bump and grind is kind of what he wants. There's a blue fire. There's a Bolt of Tzeentch that does a lot more damage to him. You're running out of chaff, though. Again, I'd really want you to chase off these Noblars and just get a couple more blue fires out. Really punish him. Quick little charge in from the Herald of Tzeentch. Tyrant's barely hanging in there. Tzeentch has clawed his way back onto the balance of power. And how are we doing on Ogre units? Rallying. Doesn't look like many are going to do so. Cycle charging with the Chariot with the Herald of Tzeentch is a pretty good idea, but you do need to get rid of this Noblar support. One breaks off on his own. The Tyrant's getting a little low on leadership. If the Herald of Tzeentch can get back up in the sky and get another blue fire off, this game will be over. Gets back up in the sky, gets a rear charge instead. Forsaken are very low. Spawn are very low. It's getting a little dicey. Herald of Tzeentch, since he was curious about a cycle charge, I don't know if he has any mana left for a blue fire, but we will see. He charges the Noblars at last, trying to get rid of that little bit of support, make the Tyrant truly alone. Can he do it? 1 versus 24. Those are not terrible odds for an Ogre Tyrant, but his leadership is getting very low. Is there a blue fire? Doesn't matter. It looks like his leadership is just going to tank down to -1 for long enough that he will rout. And nicely done. 1,300 value on a Lead Belcher, 600 on the other, 600 on the other. Iron Blaster fired all of its ammo and got 1,400 value. Ogre Bulls did fine. Noblars got wrecked. One-Fang Cavalry got destroyed. Fire Bally did well. Tyrant did well. Herald of Tzeentch did amazingly. Spawn did just fine. Forsaken did, I guess, okay between the two of them. Pink Horrors did not do great. Screamers did great. They did great. I'll admit it. Good for them. All right, good job, lads. Good job. And the Blue Horrors got murdered. For the Ogre build, I like the idea. It's just a line of sight issues. I think the Lead Belcher should have focused on things they could see, not trying to help the front line, like shoot the Chaos Spawn, shoot the Screamer, shoot the Herald of Tzeentch, shoot anything, but they were frequently told to shoot the front line, which they couldn't see, which is a big problem. I would cut the Mornfang Cavalry. I think they're trash. Replace them with Saber Tusks, probably. If you want mobility, Saber Tusks are cheaper, better, faster. For Tzeentch, cut all the Pink Horrors. They're just, like, I'm super biased against them, but obviously that's going to be my takeaway. Cut all the Pink Horrors. And then a little bit better spell and kite prioritization in the late game. I mean, like, I believe these two are clanmates, so maybe they just didn't want to play in a scummy way, but that would be the correct way to play that end game, is to really effectively, like, chase routing units so you can spam more blue fires on the Tyrant. Alright, yeah, it was a good replay.